So let's talk about something when it comes to doing business and closing business deals and attempting to scouting for new clients. There's a time and there's a place for everything. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't always be on the look to sell. That's not what I'm saying at all. In fact, I believe that you should be on the look to sell whenever you're capable of doing so. But there are times that are better suited and there are times that are worse suited for making sales. I'm going to give an example of a time that was poorly suited and with timing that was tremendously badly executed by some guy that I met in church the other day. So we're standing outside the church. The service has just concluded. We're standing there together talking a little bit in a group. I've just been introduced to some new guy by a guy that I know there. So we're talking, we're getting to know each other. All of a sudden, so there's three of us people there. There's me, there's my buddy who I know, there's the third guy that I'm just getting to know. So we're standing there in a little circle, and then just this strange guy just approaches us and says, "Hey, mind if I join in?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure," because I mean, I'm all up for meeting new people when I'm going to church. So I ask him what he does for a living. Is he a student? What kind of a job does he do? Etc. Etc. I'm just getting to know him. And when I like to meet people, or excuse me, when I meet new people, I like to ask them about their own personal lives, not because I want to buy something from them, but because I'm genuinely interested in getting to know them. And the best way to getting to know somebody is to ask questions about their lives. What are they doing and so on, and why are they doing it? So the guy, I'm asking him what does he do for a living, and the guy hits me with the most canned sales, not a sales pitch, but the most canned slogan ever. He says something along the lines of this: "So, I'm a coach for female leaders, and I'm teaching women to like leading again," or some bizarre approach. So I get a little thrown off because I didn't expect him to sort of like start advertising right away for his services. Obviously, he's a coach, right? And so I'm asking him, okay, that's interesting. So do you coach just female leaders, or is there a reason why you're just targeting female leaders? Yeah, it's easier to promote my services when I say that I coach female leaders, but I can coach male leaders too. And I'm standing there going a little bit like, what? It's easier for you to say, it's easier for you to advertise for your services, that you're coaching just female leaders? That kind of doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense at all. If you picked female leaders because there's a bigger market and because they're more open to that kind of coaching, then that's fine. But saying that it's easier and more convenient for him to state his line of work by saying that he coaches female leaders exclusively, that kind of doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. So anyway, I start questioning him. We get to talk a little bit. And so, I'm just asking more and more questions because, quite frankly, I never heard about such a coach who only coaches female leaders, but I guess that's a thing as well. And, this is a guy, by the way. If it were a woman, it kind of would make more sense. But this is a guy who coaches only female leaders. It's a little weird. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's really, really weird. Anyway, because I just got kind of second thoughts about him trying to, shoot his shot with some of these female leaders. Because no doubt some of them are in struggling relationships and marriages. So make of that what you will. But that thought just popped into my head. It kind of makes sense. It really makes a lot of sense. Anyway, getting back to the seriousness of it. So I'm continuing asking him questions, and just as we're about to leave, these guys are headed somewhere else. I couldn't make it to the event that they were going to, so I had to split it from the rest of the group. So as we're, dissolving in our groups, and as we're making our way towards the entrance of the exit of the church, the guy tells me, so look, if you want to stay more in touch, we can do that, and you can have the first month for free. And I'm like telling him, I just happened to tell him that I'm not a leader, and I just don't like leading. And yet he's trying to sell me on his services. And he appears quite desperate. And he's trying to sell me his services as we're about to dissolve right after church service. It's very, very unprofessional. And it threw me off. And if I ever should need any coach as a leader, or if I know a female leader who needs a coach, I'm not going to recommend him, simply because he appeared desperate. He appeared needy. And so that's the business lesson of the day. Don't be desperate. Don't be needy. There's a time and there's a place for everything. And there's also a time and a place when you do not pitch and promote your services. If you want to learn more about sales, business, and persuasion, then get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode subscription wherever you're watching and or listening to this. And I'll see you there.